Oisín's Mother, Chapter 3. It happened that the men of Lochlan came on an expedition against Ireland. A monstrous fleet rounded the bluffs of Ben Edder, and the Danes landed there to prepare an attack which would render them masters of the country. Fionn and the Fianna marched against them. He did not like the men of Lochlan at any time, but this time he moved against them in wrath. For not only were they attacking Ireland, but they had come between him and the deepest joy his life had known. It was a hard fight, but a short one. The Lochlans were driven back to their ships, and within a week the only Danes remaining in Ireland were those that had been buried there. That finished, he left the victorious Fianna and returned swiftly to the plain of Allen, for he could not bear to be one unnecessary day parted from Sahib. "You are not leaving us," exclaimed Gall MacMorna. "I must go," Fionn replied. "You will not desert the victorious feast," Conan reproached him. "Stay with us, chief," Colcha begged. "What is a feast without Fionn?" they complained. But he would not stay. "By my hand," he cried, "I must go. She will be looking for me from the window." "That will happen indeed," Gall admitted. "That will happen," cried Fionn. "And when she sees me far out on the plain, she will run through the great gate to meet me." "It would be a queer wife, wouldn't it, let that run?" Conan growled. "I shall hold her hand again," cried Fionn. Fionn entrusted this to Colcha's ear. "You will do that surely." "I shall look into her face," his lord insisted. But he saw that not even beloved Colcha understood the meaning of that, and he knew sadly and yet proudly that what he meant could not be explained by anyone and could not be comprehended by anyone. "You are in love, dear heart," said Colcha. "In love I am," said Fionn. "In love he is," Conan grumbled. "A cordial for women, a disease for men, a state of wretchedness." "Wretched in truth," the chief murmured. "Love makes us poor. We have not eyes enough to see all that is to be seen, nor hands enough to seize the tent of all we want. When I look in her eyes, I am tormented because I am not looking at her lips. And when I see her lips, my soul cries out, 'Look at her eyes, look at her eyes.'" "That is how it happens," said Gall rememberingly. "That way and no other way," Colcha agreed. And the champions looked backwards in time on these lips and those, and knew their chief would go. When Fionn came in sight of the great keep, his blood and his feet quickened, and now and again he'd wave his spear in the air. "She does not see me yet," he thought mournfully. "She cannot see me yet," he amended, reproaching himself. But his mind was troubled, for he thought also, or he felt without thinking, that had the positions been changed, he would have seen her at twice the distance. "She thinks I have been unable to get away from the battle, or that I was forced to remain for the feast." And without thinking it, he thought that had the positions been changed, he would have known that nothing could retain the one that was absent. Women, he said, are shamefaced. They do not like to appear eager when others are observing them. But he knew that he would not have known if others were observing him, and that he would not have cared about it if he had known. And he knew that his Sahib would not have seen and would not have cared for any eyes than his. He gripped his spear on that reflection and ran as he had not run in his life, so that it was a panting, dishevelled man that raced heavily through the gates of the great dune. Within the dune there was disorder. Servants were shouting at one another, and women were running to and fro aimlessly, wringing their hands and screaming, and when they saw the champion, those nearest to him ran away, and there was a general effort on the part of every person to get behind every other person. But Fionn caught the eye of his butler, Gareth Cronan, the rough buzzer, and held it. "Come you here," he said, and the rough buzzer came to him without a single buzz in his body. "Where is the Flower of Allen?" his master demanded. "I do not know, master," the terrified servant replied. "You do not know?" said Fionn. "Tell what you do know." And the man told him this story.